you love me too. Kisses don't come for free. So what you waiting for? Back to mine, only 5. Then we can go.
Hey guys, welcome. We're doing full body workout today. You are going to need different sets of weights. You are going to need a resistance band. That's kind of optional. It's just for our warm up, and that's it. So we'll get started right into our warm up. We're going to go into that hinge reach. So hinging at those hips, we're going to reach out straight forward, out to that 45, and then out to the side. 3 reaches, starting to warm up those shoulders, squeezing those shoulder blades together, opening that chest. We are trying a nice outdoor workout today. The babe fell asleep in the car, so we are monitoring that as we sneak our workout in. It's like 27 degrees already. This crazy summer weather in September is wild. Let's go one more through each direction. So we're gonna go front, 45, and then out to the side. Here you can grab your band. If you don't have a band, that's okay. We're gonna do some lat pull downs. So just pulling apart that band. If you don't have it, that's okay. Just reaching up here, squeezing those shoulder blades together and opening that chest. But if you have that light band, you can go ahead and use that as well. And as you go pull down, you're pulling that band apart at the same time. Inhale as you reach up, exhale as we draw those shoulders back and those elbows down. Acorns falling on my car. That is definitely going to wake up the baby. And then from here, let's go into some side reaches. Going down, reach to that side. And then we'll switch to the other side. Same thing, reaching up and over, that gentle stretch in our side, starting to add some mobility into that spine. And then from here, we're going to go into a squat with the reach. So we're reaching and up. Each time we're trying to sink a little bit lower into that squat, full body today. So we are hitting upper and lower body, making sure we've got all those muscles warmed up, starting to move those joints before we get into adding that resistance, practicing that form, practicing our breath and core engagement. And we'll go 3, 2, and 1. We're going to come down onto our hands and knees for that T-spine rotation. So putting our hand behind that right ear, twisting that elbow down, coming back up to that parallel position. Think about that spine or your back as a towel, and you're squeezing the water out of that towel, bringing that water out as we twist. One more on this side, and then we'll switch over to that other side. Now what we're going to do from here is we're going to come down into a forearm plank. And we are going to send those hips up, down to the ground, pull into that fly, back up to that plank. Send those hips up, onto the ground, into that fly, squeezing those shoulder blades together, up to that plank. Drive those hips up, down, and squeeze. Up, down, and squeeze. Perfect. From here, we'll push up to that downward dog. We're going to pedal out those heels and then step that right leg forward into those best stretch, that greatest stretch, switching to the other side. And we're just walking it back and forth. Hold on each side for 1 breath and walking it back and forth. Really working on opening those hips here. 1 more. Perfect. Let's walk it back up. Finish off just getting that heart rate up a little bit. Let's just jog on the spot. Go into some butt kicks if you'd like, light on those toes. We'll finish up here, making sure we've got our water, our weight set up. We don't need I guess you could use your resistance bands for the squats, but you don't necessarily need it for the workout. 3, 2, and 1. All right, guys, to start off our prime exercise today, we're gonna do a 1-minute plank. So you choose how to do that. You can elevate that upper body to modify a bit. Wall, I was gonna say shelf, don't do it on a shelf. Table, stool, bar, something nice and stable. Or we can come down onto our ground. You can do knees, forearms, whatever feels good in your body. We're gonna try to hold this for a minute or as long as we can. If you have your own timer, you don't think you're gonna wait to get to that minute, you can time yourself, see how long you can do it. Write it down, track it. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. We're into that plank. We're holding here for 1 minute. We are thinking about pulling those out. If we're on our forearms, we're thinking about pulling those elbows towards our toes. We're keeping that core strong throughout and making sure we're not holding our breath. Breathing through. Modification here, again, especially for pregnant, that is a lot of pressure on that abdominal wall. So what we can do is we can come up to something high. Don't really have anything here. And we can go into mountain climbers. So we're driving those knees forward and making sure we're using that hug the baby method. We're engaging that core as we draw that knee up and slowly lower back down. Pretending that I have something to lean on here, okay? So that is our modification there. Exhale and engage, pulling up that pelvic floor, hugging that baby as we drive that knee up. If not, we're just down in time, just went there, doing our plank. So write that down. Did you make it through a minute? If not, writing down your time, and we'll get into that workout. All right, today's format, very simple. We have, I think, 6 different exercises. We're gonna go through each one once. We're gonna do that 3 times. We're gonna switch sides for some. The sit workout is very similar to week 1, day 3. We're just gonna add in a little bit of challenge to some of the moves, whether that's a hold, whether that's time, etc. So let's get started. Our first move, I'll just go through all of them quickly. We're gonna do a single arm rotational curl. So we're locking in that upper arm and we're going into that rotation, and we're gonna start on that right side. Second move, we're gonna go into bent over rows. We're gonna add in a hold this time. So we're starting up here locked in, and then we're dropping. So that muscle is under tension that entire time. Third move, we're gonna go into single arm flies. So we're staying in that hinge position, working those lats. We are then going into goblet squats, but I did forget to mention, grab some books or something we can pop those heels up on. We're going into those goblet squats with raised heels. We're gonna hit those quads a little bit more. We're also gonna add a little bit of extra time to that eccentric movement. And then finally, we're going into those bicycle crunches. On our backs, 1, 2, 3, holding on 3. If we cannot do crunches for whatever reason, pregnancy would not recommend them. If you can't go down onto your back, anything like that, we're gonna go into those marches. So grabbing that nice heavy weight, lifting up overhead, and we're going into those slow marches, okay? All right, I know I do those marches a lot weighted as a modification, but they are really an awesome core move. And if you wanna make them even more challenging, single arms, so we can go into that offside, work that core a little bit more, and then switch it up as we go through. All right, okay, let's get started. We're starting with those rotational curls. Grabbing that weight in our right hand. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. So we're in that nice neutral stance, those knees, gentle bend, tailbone untucked. That core is strong. We are inhaling as we lower, exhaling, engaging that curl, that core on that curl. How is that weight feeling? Did you check in to see what weight you used on week 1? If you are using those tracking sheets, can you go a little heavier? Maybe not. It's only been 2 weeks, so it doesn't mean you have to increase those weights. Maybe you can for the first set, and then we go back to that original weight for the next 2 sets. And rest. Next, we are going into that bent over row. So we're gonna grab that other weight. Remember, we're locking into that row and then lowering those weights as we go, okay? Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. So into that locked in row, and then we slowly lower and pull back up. So we're adding in that hold, increasing that time under tension. That is how we're focusing on that progressive overload here. and nice and slow and controlled. 2x4 from neck to tailbone. And that core is engaged, protecting that lower back. Single arm fly is coming next. One more. And rest. 15 seconds. We're going to grab that single weight, staying on that right side. We're going to go into that single arm fly, making sure here we're not using that momentum to swing that weight up. Those shoulders and hips are staying square to the ground. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Out to that fly and slowly lower back down. You can keep your hand sometimes on that opposite shoulder. That kind of helps you check in, making sure you're not rotating into that fly, or even sometimes on your core is helpful as that little cue to keep that core engaged. Awesome job, guys. We're going into a forward lunge next, which I think I forgot to go over when I was demoing or telling you the moves. We're gonna add in a 45-degree angle for our front lunge, okay? And rest. So instead of stepping straight forward for that forward lunge, I want you to not trip over your waist and go out to a 45-degree instead, okay? You can do this body weight, or you can add in a couple dumbbells, whatever you feel comfortable doing. Let's step forward with that right foot in 3, 2, 1. So out to that 45 and driving back up. Just adding some work in that transverse plane here, adding a little bit of rotation. We're staying on that right side, okay? Awesome job, guys. Almost there. We're into those goblet squats next. One more and rest. If you have something, go ahead, crop those heels up. Whether it's books, weights, whatever it may be. We're doing that goblet squat, so we're getting that single weight, racking it out here in front of us. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, and we're gonna slow it down. We're gonna count 4, 3, 2, 1, driving up. Adding in a little bit of extra quad by raising those heels, and we're adding that progressive overload by slowing that eccentric, the down motion. Nice inhale down, gently engage that pelvic floor and that core as you press back up. One more and rest. Woo, woo, B. All right, next we're coming back down. Oh, the fun of working outside to those bicycle crunches. So remember, we're going 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna hold on that third crunch. Here we go, 3, 2, and 1. So crunch, 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 and hold. 3, 2, and 1, same thing. So if you're counting correctly, you should be on the opposite side each time, and you want to hold that for 3 seconds. This is our last move, and then we'll take a little rest before getting into that second set. Good job, guys. One more. And rest. Whew. All right, grab that drink. We'll take a few seconds here. We're gonna go through each exercise again. We're gonna switch up sides if we were doing the single side. You know the moves. Make sure you use the same weight if we're doing the single side as you did on the other side. Track those weights as we go, okay? We'll take a few seconds here. And then we'll start with that rotational curl, starting on the left side, okay? A Few seconds left in that rest, taking this time. Hydrate, lower that heart rate, write your weights down. All right, here we go. 5 seconds left, second round. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lower. Exhale on that curl. Checking in every few reps. We haven't tucked that tailbone. Untuck, keep that core nice and strong. Gently lifting that pelvic floor as we exhale and engage that core. Good job, guys. We're almost there. Bent over rows coming next. One more and rest. Okay, we're gonna grab that second weight. We're gonna pull up into that row, and then remember we're dropping each side one at a time. In 3, 2, 1, hinge, engage that core. Here we go. Both up, and then we're slowly lowering them down and back up. Squeezing those armpits, thinking about having a lemon in those armpits, and squeeze. Awesome job, guys. Single arm fly is coming next, so we're gonna grab single weight on that left side. One more, and rest. Good job. We're going to a fly on that left side next. Getting ready. We're going into that hinge, shoulders and hips square. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Hoping you guys can hear me okay over these sounds of nature. Like, the birds and bugs are extremely loud today. And there also seems to be a lot of giant trucks driving by, so I'm hoping, here comes another one, the sound is okay for this video. We're almost there, guys. Where did I talk through that timer? Nope, we got 10 seconds left. Almost there. Into those forward lunges next with that left leg. And rest. Okay, grab those weights if you're using them for that lunge. Forward lunge to that 45 degree. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Forward lunges are my least favorite exercise, I think, of all times. I don't know why. I've always hated them. Clearly, I need to work on them. Like, I will do 100 burpees if I can avoid doing front lunges. But reverse lunges, all right. Forward lunges, walking lunges, no thank you. Nice and deep into that lunge, using that full range of motion. Watching that knee where it's tracking, especially because we're walking or stepping out to that angle. Watching that knee tracks over those outside 3 toes and drive up. Oh, these bees. Okay, next move, goblet squats, propping those heels up. Getting that single weight. 3, 2, and 1. We're sinking down, driving up through those heels. Second time doing this move, so those hips should be loosened up. That range of motion should be a little bit better. We're really sinking as deep as we can, all the way up. Making sure our weight is nice and heavy, struggling on those last couple reps. Inhale down, exhale, engage on the way up. Gently lifting that pelvic floor, engaging those deep core muscles. Next move, we're back to that core, bicycles or marches. and rest. Okay, 15 seconds, and then we'll go into those marches or bicycles. I think I might actually do marches to switch it up. So grabbing that weight, 2 weights overhead, 2 weights here, 1 weight, whatever you'd like, or down on the ground doing bicycles in 3, 2, and 1. If you're in those bicycles, making sure you're not cranking that neck forward with your hands. We want to think about looking up and not tucking and cranking that neck. It's not comfortable, right? If your neck is all of a sudden starting to get really sore, watch that those hands aren't pulling that neck forward. Good job, guys. Last move, a little bit of a rest, and then we get into our final set. Rest. Okay. Water break, taking a little bit longer than that 15 seconds here. Drink, cool down, write those weights down. And I forgot to mention, I did originally, but for those goblet squats, you can grab that resistance band, put it around those thighs as well. Just adding a little bit more. And I talked about this earlier. If you're a person that those knees are bowing in a lot in those squats, it's a really good reminder as you come up, pushing out. I was told one time, and it really stuck, as you're pushing out of that squat, especially when you've got a lot of resistance, a lot of weight, think about corkscrewing out with your feet, if that makes sense. So as you come up, picture corkscrewing out, and it helps you with those knees tracking over those toes. Just a little helpful tidbit there as we rest. All right, last few seconds. We're gonna start with those rotational curls, and we're going to alternate this time. So grab both weights. We're gonna go back and forth. 5 seconds left, guys. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. So we're sticking with those rotational curls, but we're going back and forth here, alternating sides. Awesome work. Last round here, guys. Each exercise one more time, really pushing ourselves to pick up those heavy weights. Last 2 reps should be a struggle. We're going into that bent over row next. 1 more here, and rest. Setting those weights down if you want that full rest. Getting ready, we've got those feet about hip width apart. We're gonna send those hips back, ready for that bent over row in 3, 2, 1. So lock it in, and this time we're gonna go single, single, and then drop it down to a double. Single, single, and double. Awesome job, guys. Just stay in control of those weights. You never want to just be dropping that weight, using that momentum to get it up. We are in control of those weights. Single, single, and double. Awesome job, guys. Keep going. We're almost there. 1 more. And rest. We're going to go into flies next. We're going to go alternating flies. So instead of that single arm, we're still going to go single arm, but we're going to alternate, okay? So again, getting ready in that bent over position. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Really working those lats today, those rear delts. Forward lunge is next. We're going to continue with those 45-degree, but we're just going to alternate back and forth. And rest. Lunge is next. Alternating sides, we'll start on that right side. You can add in those weights or you can just work with body weight here, whatever feels better, but make sure it's challenging. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Out to that 45 and driving back up, other side. Don't fall over. Try to sneak a peek of my paper there. That's why I don't like these. I'm not good at them. Good job, guys. Hopefully you picked up that heavy weight, and we are almost 10 seconds left. So these last couple reps, you should be fighting for. One more, and rest. Goblet squats are next. Elevating those heels, grab that nice heavy weight out in front of us. 4-second count down, driving up on 1. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Inhale down and up. You might find too with those heels raised, you can get a better range of motion here. A lot of the times in our squats, the range of motion in our ankles can be a reason that we're not getting as deep into those squats. So you may feel this a little bit differently because you are able to get down nice and deep. And by elevating those heels, we're hitting those quads a little bit more. Good job, guys. 1 exercise left, and then we're hitting that burnout move. Rest into that core. So whether you're doing the bicycles or the marches, get ready for that. We'll finish off strong. Last 45 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Can't remember which side I had my weight on last time. Let's hope this is it. If you are in those marches, nice and slow and controlled, trying to get that knee up to at least waist height. Never say that. And again, engaging that core as we bring that knee up. Take that balance off. Good job, guys. We're almost there. One more. And hold and rest. Okay, our favorite part. We are going to do our cardio 30 seconds, 30 seconds. So we are into our two-minute burnout. So we are 30 seconds of those intentional burpees. So with the push-up squat. And then we are going to do, what's our other one? Butt kicks. Those are 2 big burners. If we are not into burpees, we can do elevated mountain climbers. We can do jumping jacks, just stepping it out side to side. We could do squat front kicks. Just find 2 cardio exercises that are gonna get that heart rate up. And if you're like, I'm not doing cardio today, no thank you. We can go into 2 core moves. The first one, laying on our back, kick that leg out 2 circles, bring it back in, other side, and then a plank hold for 30 seconds, okay? So that's your cardio option. Otherwise, we are doing burpees and butt kicks, 30 seconds, going through that twice, all right? All right, guys, baby's up. He's joining us for the cardio. Okay, high five. Yeah, oh, we did it, and it's not on camera. Anyway, we're starting off with those burpees into butt kicks, or pick 2 of your favorite cardio, or hit the ground for those kickouts and a plank hold, okay? Here we go. 30 seconds. Squat, plank, push up. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna grab those weights. We're gonna squat, out to plank, push up, and up. We're here for 30 seconds. How many reps can we get in? From here, we're going to 30 seconds of butt kicks. March on the spot, do jumping jacks, just do something to get that heart rate up. You could do swings. Whew. 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Here we go into those butt kicks. Running on the spot, getting those heels right up to those glutes, nice and quick. Light on those toes. Back to burpees in 15 seconds. Last time we have to do them. In 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Grabbing those weights. Squat, plank, push up, and squat. Seconds, guys. You can do it. Keep that core strong on that plank. Lead with your chest into that push-up. No one's form is great right now. We're tired. We're winded. It's the end of our workout. Just get through it. One more. Here we go. Last 30 seconds. Back into those butt kicks. Quick as we can, as many reps as we can. We're almost there, buddy. Halfway there. 10 seconds left. In 3, 2, 1, and done. Awesome job, guys. Get into that cool down. Do some stretches. Great work getting to your mats.